Almost ready for the second half here at Border Bowl 17, South Carolina, trailing Team Georgia 20-10. Brendan Robertson on the sideline for an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report, and Team South Carolina head coach Brian Thomas.
Yeah, guys, Team South Carolina down 10, but coach, your team had the early turnover, then rallied to get back in this game. What do you want to see from them in the second half?
Yeah, we just got to continue to execute. Like I said, we're making a few mistakes, getting a couple key penalties. We had a long touchdown call back on the hole, but like I said, we just got to regroup and get things going in the right direction on this first drive.
You got three great quarterbacks. You've been airing it out. The wind is howling. Do you plan to still stick with that approach of attack with the wind?
Yeah, I mean, certain things, and the wind's affecting the kicking game and the passing game. But like I said, still got to take what the defense gives you, and that's kind of what we're going to have to roll with.
All right, let's get back to it. Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Brendan and Coach Thomas, and as you look at it, the wind is howling from the right side of your screen to the left. You can keep that in mind as we begin the second half of play. Team South Carolina won the toss at the outset, elected to defer, so South Carolina will receive the second half kickoff. AB, your thoughts on that first half?
A little bit of what we thought it would be. Team Georgia really running the football, and Team South Carolina throwing it a little more. Creech with a ton, several big plays, including a 62-yard touchdown. He also had a 51-yarder. And I think the team that makes the least mistakes usually wins this football game, and right now the penalties are piling up for South Carolina with 7. They've got to cut down on those if they want to get back in this thing and win it.
And Brian Thomas will go with Noah Bell, the quarterback from Saluda, to begin this second half. What a first half he had. And with that, we'll bring in our QBs by the quarter, brought to you, as always, by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Yeah, Noah Bell, 5 of 7 passing, 133 yards and a touchdown. He also had a 10-yard run. Jaquan Harris, 1 of 1 for 3 yards, and Craig Pender, 4 of 5 for 24 yards. For Team Georgia, it was Cade Yeomans ran the ball 4 times for 12 yards. Here's another screen pass, and that's Jesse Sanders, I believe.
First time we've called his name today.
Catch. Yeomans also 5 of 6 passing for 56 yards. Donovan Anthony only 1 throw, but it was a 21-yard touchdown. He also has 22 yards rushing for Team Georgia. That's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware in Evans.
11-yard gain for Jesse Sanders and a Team South Carolina first down.
Well, Dalyon Creech had 131 of Noah Bell with 133 yards passing, 131 of those for Dalyon Creech. So finding another target there in Sanders.
Sanders, a preferred walk-on at Tennessee, played 5 different positions for South Aiken this year.
Well, he was a former quarterback there, a starting quarterback, and they moved him to tight end this year. But like you said, very versatile. Don't know that he's found his final home just yet, position-wise.
Oh, what nice a one-handed grab. That was Sanders again, as if on cue.
Yeah, watch this one-handed catch. Noah Bell putting it out there, and nice catch. Sanders. One name we haven't called much for Team Georgia is KJ Jenkins, the linebacker from Jefferson County, who's going to Purdue, number 44 in red. He's in there at one of the linebacking spots in the middle.
Bell tries to keep. It'll be close. They're spotting it. I believe he's got it, but we may have to measure this.
You forget in this game just how good everybody is. I was going through the Georgia lineup, kind of looking at everybody. I'm like, gosh, all those guys are animals on that defense. And that's what you get when you get an all-star game of this caliber with, this group of schools. The pool of players is large, but only 42 per state make the squad.
Bell needed 3, got 3 and an inch, and a Team South Carolina first down. And 6 more to the far side.
Well, there's KJ Jenkins right on cue as he throws Creech out of bounds, but not before. The Barnwell star gets his 7th catch, right around 140 yards. He's got 2 plays of over 50 yards, a 51-yarder and a 62-yarder.
Yeah, that's going to put him right at 137 yards receiving today. And Nathan Edwards, our spotter and statistician, says too many men on the field.
Legal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay it out.
And that's why we pay Nathan the big bucks.
Yeah, all year long, Nathan gives us all the info and stats, keeps us up to date with what's happening.
Well, Team South Carolina, we thought they would air it out. 181 yards total offense in the first half, 160 of that through the air. And you see why there, as Stanley Hill is bottled up. This Georgia defense, very stingy. Jalen Mathis from Washington County on the stop.
Well, one thing it looks like South Carolina has done, and that was kind of I don't know if that was the original play call there. They changed it up, but they've got Jesse Sanders in a slot and Dalion Creech as the wideout, and it looks like they're going to have Sanders maybe block for him some on some of these screen passes.
Bell flushed. Looking for a bunch. Had Creech back there, but in double coverage. Looked like Tank Elder from Lincoln County, one of my favorite nicknames in the CSRA. Was
especially
back there.
Georgia C, and he's one of the smallest guys on the field.
There is Tank.
If there was a Tank in Lincoln County, I would have thought it was Ferguson, but there Elder was right there. And yeah, Creech could have made a play on the ball here, had a chance, but there was good defense as well right there.
Elder 42 tackles this year, 2 picks, and almost had another. Brings up third down, 3rd and 8 from the Georgia 46-yard line. Need to get to the 38. Bell, down he will go. Simeon Barrow. 8 sacks in the regular season, and another here today.
Yeah, had 15 sacks as a junior, and that's when all the schools started calling. This year, yeah, they graduated 3 of their 4 defensive linemen, and trust me, the teams took account as they double-teamed him throughout the year. He still managed to have a good year, but there he just beats the block and beat 2 players, really, because Hill, the running back, was there to help chip him, but big play there for Simeon Barrow, the Michigan State signee.
And Team Georgia taking an early timeout here with 8:10 left to play in the 3rd quarter. That'll bring us to our first punter of the game.
Well, our scholar of the game for South Carolina was Briggs Curse. For Team Georgia, it is Judson Pickett, the punter from Team Georgia and former Richmond Academy standout. Outstanding in the classroom and have been an outstanding punter, I think 3-time All-Region. So congratulations to our, well, check that. I say our scholar of the game.
Yeah, this is James Platt, our punter of the game from
exactly.
South Aiken, and he is our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punter of the game. And we haven't seen a lot of punting.
And there was Judson Pickett, our punter, and from Richmond Academy. There he is.
And there he is, Judson Pickett, our punter of the game from Richmond Academy. Averaging 38 yards a punt, long of 57, 7 inside the 20. Most impressively about Judson Pickett, a 1,400 on the SAT and a 4.3 GPA. Again, our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punter of the game.
Add them up.
Oh, my goodness.
If you add all, both times I took it, I made a 1,400.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about me. And our punter of the game for Team South Carolina, James Platt from South Aiken, averaging 32 yards a kick. A long of 61, he had 8 inside the 20, but he had an 80-yarder
today,
earlier in this game.
And he booms this one into the wind.
Again, that wind coming from right to left on your screen. This is Kirk Smith out of Grovetown. And again, you mentioned Simeon Barrow from Grovetown. Kirk Smith, another senior from Grovetown, as a flag comes in. Can't underestimate what this senior class did for that Grovetown program to really build a foundation there.
Oh, absolutely. Last year helped guide them to their first region title. And on any given night, especially going up against that defense, you're going to have a test on your hands. And speaking of punters, Kurt Smith was also Grovetown's punter. Played wide receiver, defensive back, punter, did a little bit of everything. Very versatile athlete, Kurt Smith.
Well, Georgia will be going in reverse after the penalty to start this drive. It'll be back at the 16-yard line.
See who they bring in at quarterback. Looks like it's going to be Donovan Anthony, the Army signee, and
21-yard touchdown pass to give Team Georgia its first touchdown of the game.
And Leon McGee will be the running back behind him. Both Hawkins and Williams had over 40 yards rushing in the first half. And that's going to be,
oh my goodness,
movement on Marcus Poole, the wide receiver.
On the offense.
False start against the offense.
5-yard penalty. Replay it down.
So an inauspicious beginning to the third quarter for the Georgia offense.
If you're getting confused looking at some of the Team Georgia helmets, it's because a tradition here in this game, the kids like to take the decals from the other teams. So some teams might have a couple of different logos on their helmet rather than just the team they play for.
On 1st and 15, Anthony will be hit from behind and taken down at the 13.
And getting him from behind was Deshaun Watson. Flying in there, though, for Team South Carolina was Donovan Bush, number 29, and made him cut into the middle. And when he did, that was Deshaun Watson was right there. Those are two really good linebackers. There's number 29, Donovan Bush, and number 3, Deshaun Watson, two great linebackers. There's a look at the various logos you'll see on the helmets there.
Reminds me of the old college football all-star games. You know who was playing for whom. Here is McGee back into the game.
Watson's right there again.
Again, it's Deshaun Watson. Let's get you down to the field in another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Matt Lane.
Thank you, John. That's right. We're on the field with our friends from SC Works, Andre and Sally. And really quick, for folks that don't know, what exactly is SC Works?
Well, SC Works is the reemployment arm of workforce development across the state of South Carolina. In region, we cover Aiken, Allendale, Baker, Orangeburg, and Calhoun County. And we have an SC Works Center in all of those counties for employers, job seekers.
Okay. And I'm sure with a lot of folks that you deal with, you certainly have some bright spots in there. Tally, do you have one that really stands out to you of a good success story?
We have a lot, but one in particular, we do a lot of on-the-job training for individuals, which helps the employer as well as that person. And recently we had a gentleman that was making $9 an hour. We placed him on a job, training him, making $19 an hour. It's life-changing.
That certainly is. That's quite a jump there. Again, SC Works, check them out. What's the best way to get in touch with you? Is it to come by? Is it to go to the website?
Well, it's a SC Works Center, and you can find the one in your area by going to scworks.org, or you can go to our actual website, which is Lower Savannah WDA.org.
Excellent. SC Works, definitely check them out if you know some folks that need to get a job. Andre and Sally, thank you guys. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Matt, and our thanks to Andre and Sally and SC Works and all of our wonderful sponsors for helping make Border Bowl possible. Judson Pickett kicks it away for Team Georgia after a good defensive stand for Team South Carolina. They need stops, and they got one to start this third quarter.
Absolutely, yeah, they needed one to down 10, and still plenty of time left, but you definitely didn't want Georgia getting more points on the board. So a good stop and good field position as well for Team South Carolina.
Team Georgia leads 20-10. Team South Carolina on the move.
Welcome back to Border Bowl 7. 6:16 left here in the third quarter. Team Georgia up 20-10. You guys trying to win this game for the first time in 4 years. Simeon Barrow, the Grovetown defensive end, going to Michigan State. You blocked a punt, and then you were on the offensive line for a touchdown. What's it been like playing in this game?
I mean, first of all, go green. Second of all, easy peasy because Georgia is the best, all right? That's all I got to say.
All right, you guys need a big stop right here. What have you noticed? South Carolina's been trying to air it out against you guys. What does it take to get after those quarterbacks?
Well, we just got to get off on the ball quick because they're trying to get the ball off quick because the D-line is wrecking the O-line. So all we got to do is just got to play fast and physical.
All right, I'll let you get that go green in there. Get back out there. Good luck. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Brendan, thanks. And if you get it second, grab an autograph from him because we're going to probably be asking for one in 3 or 4 years when he's playing on Sundays. So Team South Carolina sets up from its own 30-yard line, and it'll be Hill on the carry from Strom Thurmond.
Yeah, big possession for South Carolina. You know, down 10, they got Harris in there, Jaquan Harris. He can run it, but he also can throw the football. See if they continue to try and go to Creech and Sanders. Those have been their two go-to guys, really. We haven't seen much of Sullivan since early in the game. They've kind of gone with Hill for the most part at running back.
And Jaquan Harris, his Strom Thurmond teammate, is back in at quarterback.
And they've also got his receiver to his right.
It'll be Hill with a hole. And up close to a first down to the 39-yard line.
Harneman and Jenkins in there on the tackle. And the receiver
Spotted 3 yards shy, bring up a big 3rd down. Again, you can hear that wind just whipping our field mics.
Jay Baker, the receiver we're talking about. But the Jaquan Harris, you know, he took over as a sophomore, as a starter, 3-year starter at quarterback. That's something you don't see that often. He and Noah Bell, both multiple-year starters.
And he is going to be dragged down by Keon Davis from Swainsboro. Flagged down, though, and Nathan tells us he believes it's a horse collar.
Second big play from the young man from Swainsboro. This one does result in a penalty, it looks like.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
So wipe out the sack. And that will, instead of being a punting situation for Team South Carolina, give them a big 1st down all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, before that play, I was mentioning he took over as a sophomore quarterback. The player he replaced was Tyrese Nick, and remember Tyrese Nick put on a show here in this Border Bowl when he was a senior. Harris trying to follow suit.
Harris on the run, and an open field tackle made by John Arneman from Lakeside, who has had a pair of big plays in this game.
Yeah, Arneman coming through with a nice one there for sure.
And Harris dropped for no gain. Well, Arneman with an impressive senior season for Lakeside. And you were telling what Steve Hibbett speaks very highly
about him. I've been dealing with coaches for years, and you won't find a coach rave about a player more than Hibbett's raves about that young man in the middle linebacking spot, John Arneman.
Switch at QB. Back to Craig Pender out of Barnwell. And down he goes, back at the 35-yard line.
Now Simeon Barrow involved again, he and Williams, and Barrow said the defensive line was wrecking the offensive line. I was wondering if that was necessarily true, kind of thinking back, but boy, on this series it looks that way. Watch this. Watch the surge from the red jerseys there. And oh man, he did a great job. Barrow just throwing the offensive lineman off. He was being blocked by Caleb Eichelberger, who's 6'7", about 295, and he just threw him off with a left hand.
3rd and 20.
See what Pender can do here.
And they'll try to set up a bit of a screen here for Creech. Creech still on his feet. Dalion Creech!
Are you kidding me?
Into Georgia territory. All the way to the 25-yard line. A 40-yard pickup.
Ridge Johnson finally makes the tackle, and there's a flag down at the end of the play. I think we're going to have a personal foul call, but how did he break the tackles on that one?
Wow.
Dalion Creech, what a game.
Check out the Stars and Strikes instant replay here.
It was 3rd and how long?
It was 3rd and 20.
After the play.
Oh, great block by Eichelberger after he got beat on a play, comes back with a nice block. Yeah, Nathan's pointing out his touchdown was a
Offense.
3rd and 28 play,
so
it's 3rd and long.
Defense.
Go to Creech.
Go to play. 1st down. They were fighting.
And it was a personal foul against Team Georgia. Or offsetting penalties, I should say. Team Georgia with just 1 penalty in the first half.
Oh, and trust me, the officiating crew, I'm sure heard about that from the coaching staff from South Carolina.
Yeah, Team South Carolina penalized 7 times in the first half.
Big play on 3rd and long. Wow, Dalion Creech putting on a show today.
Whoa, back to Hill, and Hill is hit hard by Cosmos Kendrick, the big lineman out of Thompson.
First time we've been able to call his name tonight, and I'm glad we got to.
Great name.
Cosmos
Kendrick.
Just a great play.
38 tackles during the regular season for the Bulldogs. And drives Team South Carolina back 5.
Well, all they're doing is setting themselves up for a play to Creech. Go back a little further.
And I don't know if you noticed this, AB, but the sun.
It is starting to peak. It's head out here.
So if you didn't come here because you were worried about the weather, we have a great crowd, by the way.
Yeah.
People
3-2
brave the showers we had before kickoff. On 2nd and 15, Pender got a good block. Now directing traffic, and coming back to get it is Keyshawn Williams from Batesburg-Leesville.
Eichelberger did a good job. Like I said, we highlighted him for getting beat on a play, and he's come back with 2 good plays. Watch him, top left side of your screen, staying with his block, and that allows Pender to complete that pass. Also, the receiver did a good job coming back to his quarterback.
Pickup of 8 on the play, so bring up 3rd and 7. Eichelberger is a big man. 6'7", 305.
Yeah.
Inside, Ferguson.
Now it looks like Coach Thomas wants to talk it over.
Well, Team South Carolina would love some points right here. Field goal will be okay. That touchdown obviously would be great. Down 10 late in the 3rd quarter.
Well, among our wonderful sponsors that we have every week on Game Night Live, and of course for Border Bowl, McDonald's. And this year they're featuring the Spicy Barbecue Chicken. Features 2 new products for guests who want a little more spice in their life. The Spicy Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and the Spicy Barbecue Chicken Tenders. They come with a Southwest-inspired sauce with a hint of jalapeno. The McDonald's Spicy Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Spicy Barbecue Chicken Tenders at McDonald's, AB. I'm loving it.
I am too.
Yeah. We, what game was it? The Evans game, I believe, where
they brought us a sack full.
Oh, man. And I can admit this because it's the final game for us this year. I didn't want to say it, but you guys had some chicken tenders, but then y'all left, and then there was a whole bag of sandwiches and tenders. It may or may not have made its way to my refrigerator, and I may or may not have eaten on it for the rest of that week.
I can't blame you. There's another screen to Creech.
Yeah, so we stopped short of 21 this time.
Yeah.
Pickup of a 1. That's going to bring up an interesting decision for Brian Thomas. Again, kicking into that wind on that end of the field.
Brown coming up to make the tackle from Lincoln County.
This would be a 39-yarder, and it looks like his Ken Nugent one call, that's all moment is going to result in him leaving the offense on the field on 4th and 5.
Well, and you got to think if they were going the opposite direction, they might be going for the field goal here, but with the wind in their face, they are going to go for it.
Need to get to the 15-yard line. Under trouble again. Makes one man miss. Going to run out of real estate, and it'll be Georgia football.
Yeah, just could not find anybody open. He had some time, got in trouble, then scrambled. Yeah, I mean, you got to get rid of the football at some point, and here he just couldn't find anybody. Yeah, just nobody open downfield.
Good pursuit. I believe that was Colby Ferguson, who did, even though he started on offense earlier in this game, did also have 100 tackles on defense for Lincoln County this year.
Great football player. And that's what I'm saying. When you think about this roster, you don't, maybe his name doesn't come to mind first, but we're talking about a guy with over 100 tackles and 34 touchdowns. Just amazing.
Augusta Auto Auction sideline report time. This time, Brendan Robertson.
Brian Thomas, no hesitation when it was 4th down. As soon as that 3rd down play was over, he said, let's go for it. Meanwhile, Simeon Barrow just came over to me, gave me a wink, said, that's 2 sacks on that drive. Back to you.
I'm telling you, B-Robs, get us an autograph.
I love it. Yeah, Simeon, a good kid, too, in addition, obviously, being a great, great player. Michigan State's getting him a good one.
Yeoman's back in at QB for Team Georgia.
It'll be fun watching up in the Big Ten, watching him and KJ Jenkins going to Purdue. They'll be going at it.
They're going to have to get used to the snow, though.
Yeah.
It's not 75 degrees in West Lafayette or East Lansing right now. As the clock continues to tick inside the final 30 seconds here. See if Team Georgia elects to run one more play. Looks like they will. Yeoman's going to pitch it out to McGee, and he breaks one tackle. About the 26-yard line, probably about 3 yards shy, and I would imagine that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
27-yard line. Gain of 7.
So a 7-yard gain for McGee is the final play of quarter number 3. And we have 12 minutes left to play in Border Bowl 7. Team Georgia leading Team South Carolina 20-10.